at midnight, under mistletoe, the jingle bells are ringing, as kids run around. I'm a single mom sensation in this Christmas town. Hey, single mom, with a heart so bright, jingling through the challenges in the Christmas light. Oh, single mom, dancing through the snow, laughing all the way with the festive ho ho ho.
I moved up here about 6 years ago from Pennsylvania. When I moved here, I gave myself 5 years to, get a full experience, a Texas of how it will work for me and my family. And if things didn't work out, then I was out here in 5 years. Well, I'm here on 6. I'm here on 6. So this past year, let me just start with, I don't have family down here either, but it's okay, because I don't need to have family, because God made a family for me.
Yes.
So, been a single parent my whole life, and I have 4 children. My oldest child, she has severe mental health issues. And then my youngest 3 kids, they're all autistic. So, but I count it as a blessing because my kids mean everything to me.
Yes. Right.
Everything.
Amen.
So, I don't look at it as, I have to do extra work. I just look at it as what I have to do for them. So I try not to complain about life. I just roll with the punches. That's what I'm used to doing. 2 times this year, I was in serious trouble. Earlier in the year, somebody twice, the same person was going to try to break in my house. Not only were they going to break in my house, because they have to go to trial right now. Not only were they going to break in my house, they were going to do something strange to either me or my children because they were taking their clothes off, and I have cameras everywhere.
Wow.
I don't know if I got followed. My kids got followed from school. I don't know if I got followed from the grocery store because I don't know nobody like that. So, went through all of that. Thank God, because my cameras, that he was able to get caught. Because I wound up going to the news at this point because I'm like, somebody had to ID this man. This was 2 weeks. He came back twice. So finally, he was caught. I still got to deal with that. Thank God that I was awoke when he came and that I did not have to do anything and, was able to resolve that for the time being. So then we moved past that, and just recently, I was working a job, and the job that I was working, I thought I liked it. And so I just started having weird feelings. So one night I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning and I had a nightmare. And I called my friend and I said, I had to tell her because I've never had a dream this horrible in my life. And so I called my friend and I'm like getting ready for work, but trying to calm myself down. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be okay. It was just a dream. I'm awoke, move past it. But I couldn't shake the feeling to the point where I was literally physically ill before going to work. My stomach never hurt so bad in my life. And I was shaking from the dream. So I tell my friend, and I'll tell y'all what the dream was. I was going to go visit somebody's house, never figured out whose house I was going to go visit. I'm walking through the fence, and as I walked through the fence to the house that I was going to, a rattlesnake jumped out in front of me. I didn't realize that I had a sword or a machete in my hand, and immediately I chopped the head off. But I freaked out in a dream, and I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. So I threw something over it, and then my godson came somehow in a dream and met me. So I'm telling him, and I'm like, godson. I'm like, thank God you're okay. And so he's like, what's that? And I'm like, you don't want to know. And so I was like, it's a rattlesnake. I just had to kill it, and thank God I got here before you did. Otherwise, you might have got bitten and died. So I wake up from the dream, moving forward. I pushed myself. I was going to cancel a call off from work. But I was like, I knew it was a dream, but somehow I just knew it wasn't just a dream. I felt it. So I leave, push myself to go to work. Only told my friend on the way to work. And she was like, well, if you're feeling like that, she was like, maybe you shouldn't go to work. And I was like, well, it's just a dream. Like, I'm okay. I'm just going to be mindful or whatever. And I'm just going to go to work and try to get out of my head. I go to work. Now, mind you, the place I was working at is in the middle of the woods. I have to walk through the woods with no reception. So I go to work and I get in the house and everything. I was a caregiver. I go in the house, I get in there, and one of the guys who stayed there on the premises, when I got there, my client fell asleep. So I said, well, let me go check on him and see how his day's going. I went to go check on him. He was outside. And so I went to go talk to him, and I said, how are you doing? He told me good. And so I said, well, how's everything been around here? He was like, it's been all right, but I think I'm ready to leave. And so I said, well, what's going on? So he said, listen. He said, I don't know how much you talk to them, but he said, please don't say anything that you did not get this from me. Don't say anything. So I said, okay, sure, because I never tell them about, personal business.
I'm sorry.
So I said, okay. And so basically, he goes on to tell me that yesterday, he was there and he was doing the groundskeeping here on the property. And that the guy that I work for and the wife told him to go back and put something in the back of the yard, in the shed. He walked back there with his dog, and as he was walking back there, his dog started going crazy. He turned around and looked, and then he realized that he was about to step on a copperhead. So at that point, he's like, he didn't even know what it was at first. So he said, you know what, He went, took a picture of it. Then he realized, wait a minute, there's more snakes. There's a bunch of snakes back here. So at this point, he runs to get his dog and ran in the house and said, hey, we got a problem. Like, there's deadly snakes all back here, and you need to call somebody. And they replied and said basically that they knew there was snakes back there and that they didn't have the money to invest to remove them because it was too expensive. And whatever he does, do not say anything to me, because they knew that I was scared of snakes and I wouldn't come back to work. God saved my life twice this year.
And I love you all.
That's good. You should be a speaker. You're natural at it. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you to all you young ladies that shared your story. We will be praying for you. And if you guys know of resources that can help somebody that came up here, please feel free to talk to them. And with that being said, I will see y'all next year.
And with that being said, if we'll have Carolyn